Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Curse of Oak Island. The team examines underground tunnels in the Netherlands for Templar clues. The Curse of Oak Island guys have been exploring castles, abbeys, and underground tunnels in Europe that have provided more compelling clues that the Templar Knights may have traveled to Oak Island. Oak Island researcher and author Corjan Mole and his buddy, historian Jacko Silvertint, took Rick and Alex Lagina, along with Peter Fornetti and Doug Kroll, to an underground stone quarry hidden in the Dutch countryside. Jacko claimed construction had begun on the quarry in the 13th century, around the time the guys believed the Templars secretly transported ancient religious relics to Oak Island. Corjan and Jacko led the guys through a maze of huge underground cavernous tunnels, which they think were used by the Templars to hide and temporarily store their treasure in the 13th century. These tunnels were all hand-dug, which gave us a good idea of the engineering expertise of people from centuries ago. At a section of the quarry shaped like a cross, the experts showed the Oak Island team a series of drawings on the ceiling they believe were created by Templars. These consisted of a series of Templar symbols, including a cross with 4 dots, a marking the guys have seen before from the HO stone found on Oak Island. Corjan suggested these tunnels were along the route Templar Knights may have used to transport the treasure from the Holy Land to Oak Island. The guys also visited a Cistercian abbey and a castle in northern Italy. According to Professor Adriano Gaspani, the Cistercian order was founded by Saint Bernard of Clairvaux, who was also a founding member of the Templar Knights. The guys found multiple symbols linking European Templar sites to Oak Island. At the abbey, the guys found more symbols and crosses that matched those they had previously found on Oak Island and across Nova Scotia. Rick even spotted a wall marking consisting of oak leaves, possibly suggesting the artist had knowledge of Oak Island. The team also learned that the Cistercians excelled at studying architecture, engineering, and navigation, and that many Templar Knights studied at the abbey. Adriano claimed that this ensured the Knights knew how to sail to Oak Island and how to build the money pit. It was here that the Knights also learned how to construct Nolan's cross in alignment with the stars. The guys did not really learn much of concrete value, but there were certainly plenty of clues and hints that suggest the Templars may have gone to Oak Island. The team will stay in Europe for another week, so we may all learn more in the next episode. Oak Island archaeologists find a medieval button on Lot 5. Meanwhile, back on Oak Island, where the real hard graft continued, archaeologist Moya MacDonald uncovered an unusual artifact on Lot 5. She found a fragile button with a strange starburst design. As well as an unusual decoration, the button had an interesting combination of lead and tin, making it quite rare. Laird Niven later said he had found examples dating back to the 13th century. Once again, that particular date keeps coming up. Many fans will also be cheered to learn that Dr. Ian Spooner has been put back to work checking water samples for precious metals in the Baby Blob area. This is being done to commence core drilling in that area. Unfortunately, there are only 3 more episodes left this season, so the guys will have to get a move on if they plan to find anything substantial. The morning mist hung heavily over the dense, moss-covered forests as the team assembled at the mouth of an ancient tunnel in the Netherlands. It was a scene straight out of a medieval legend. The dark, yawning maw of the tunnel seemed to breathe out secrets from centuries past. This was no ordinary expedition. This was the team from the Curse of Oak Island, known for their relentless pursuit of hidden Templar treasures and ancient mysteries. Rick and Marty Lagina, the heart and soul of the operation, stood at the forefront, their eyes gleaming with the excitement of potential discovery. They had come a long way from the windswept shores of Nova Scotia to these quiet woods. With them were archaeologist Miriam Green and historian Dr. Alan Turner, both experts in medieval European history and Templar lore. Their goal was to explore the underground tunnels that had long been rumored to house secrets of the Knights Templar, a mysterious and powerful order dissolved in the early 14th century. The entrance to the tunnel was overgrown with vines and half buried by centuries of fallen leaves and soil. Local legend held that these tunnels were part of an extensive network built by the Templars, possibly leading to hidden chambers filled with artifacts, documents, and perhaps even treasures transported from the Holy Land. The team's mission was to investigate these claims, hoping to uncover clues that could link the tunnels to Oak Island's infamous money pit. As they descended into the tunnel, the air grew cooler and the light dimmer. The only sounds the crunch of their footsteps and the occasional drip of water from the tunnel's ceiling. The walls, rough-hewn from the earth, bore the marks of ancient tools, suggesting that this was no natural cave but a man-made construction, reinforcing the theory that it was indeed the work of the Templars. Rick paused to examine a section of the wall where strange carvings caught his eye. "These symbols," he said, shining his flashlight over the etchings. "They look familiar. They remind me of the inscriptions we found on Oak Island." Dr. Turner stepped closer, adjusting his glasses to get a better look. "You're right, Rick. These are Templar symbols, no doubt about it. The cross pate and the Agnus Dei, the Lamb of God, are unmistakable." A shiver ran down Marty's spine. "Do you think this could lead us to more than just a few artifacts? Could this be connected to the larger Templar network?" Dr. Turner nodded thoughtfully. "It's entirely possible. The Templars were known for their secretive nature and their extensive underground networks. If we can trace these tunnels to other known Templar sites, we might find a direct connection to Oak Island." They pressed on, the tunnel branching off in several directions, each path as dark and foreboding as the last. Miriam took careful notes and photographs, documenting their findings meticulously. She paused at a particularly large junction where the tunnel split into 3 separate passages. "Which way?" she asked, her voice echoing slightly in the confined space. Rick consulted their map, a rough sketch based on local folklore and historical records. According to the map, the central tunnel should lead to what's been referred to as the Chamber of Secrets. If the legends are true, that's where we'll find the most significant clues. With renewed determination, they chose the central tunnel, the air growing colder and the walls narrower as they progressed. The tunnel seemed endless, a serpentine path into the depths of history. Just when it seemed as if they might have taken a wrong turn, they emerged into a large, domed chamber. The sight took their breath away. The chamber was vast, with a high ceiling supported by stone columns carved with intricate designs. In the center of the room stood an altar, adorned with symbols of the Templar order. Dust motes danced in the beams of their flashlights, giving the room an almost ethereal quality. Marty approached the altar, his hands trembling with excitement. "Look at this," he whispered, pointing to an ornate box resting on the stone surface. "Could it be